Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my review of Six Underground, directed by Michael Bay. When I first saw the trailer for this movie, I thought this is pure Bayham. The trailer was literally him on steroids. Action, 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 action. You can tell there won't be story to it, but I still hope that it's obviously Netflix was like kind of betting big on this, and it's like $150 million budget on it. So I was like, you know what, there might be some good things into it. And when I started to watch this movie, I was like, you know what, it is bad. Literally, the first half of the movie is basically flashbacks. They're kind of going in the present and they're showing the story before it, and even the action itself is a lot of cuts. I mean, in the past we've seen movies doing back and forth. Obviously one of the biggest ones I remember on the top of my head right now is Memento, but there are other movies out there that done it, but it's the way you do it. And here it's obviously Michael Bay in full force, so the emotional touch of it, which there are hints of it, but it kind of doesn't leave any impression because you're just sitting there and you're like, okay, what is going on? What is the story? What's the point of all of this? And then the film does something. At literally the halfway point, it switches gear. And it becomes this cohesive movie which you actually end up enjoying. You see, for me, the movie really starts at the halfway point. And I wish they did that from the start. Instead of doing this back and forth and you're just kind of lost in what the hell is going on. The second half of the movie actually brings humanity to some of the characters, and it actually shows why they are what they are. And even towards the end, without spoiling it, there's even more to Ryan Reynolds' character that we actually initially thought. So by the end of it, you actually like, you know what, this works. But as much as the second half is really good, the first half really takes away from it. And plus, it's not like the second half is perfect. There's some things in there that it's, pure Michael Bay. I mean, there's this mission they go on, and there's this character, part of the team. Something happens and he goes kind of crazy. And by the end of it, nothing comes out of it. So at that point, you realize this ridiculousness and just random stuff that's happening, that's pure Michael Bay. So if you're a big Michael Bay fan, you're probably actually going to like the whole movie. But if you're more in the old Michael Bay, the one from The Rock and the good old days of Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2, all of those, you like the second half a lot more. But my thing with this is that obviously the numbers aren't out, but I wonder how many people actually made it through the first half, because I was not enjoying the first half. I just thought, even the action, there's this big action set piece at the start, and it's them driving through Italy, and you're like, okay, there's way too many cuts. There's so much happening, and you kind of get away from the action. And there's some decisions actually in that action scene that are made, and some lives lost around the chase that are, in my opinion, are very questionable, because the way the team works and the way they are, in the second half, they actually show how they want to make sure that nobody gets hurt. Only the people that need to get hurt are the ones that get hurt. so there's no lives lost. Especially with Ryan Reynolds' character, he's very against it, and they kind of show that about his character. Is it's without actually, again, spoiling the whole scene of why he becomes what he is. He hates that, and in that chase scene, I was like, okay, if first you obviously you don't know, but by the time you know a lot more of that character, you think like, okay, wouldn't they have planned this chase scene a bit better than what they actually is, considering they don't like the extra mayhem. And then you think, oh, like, okay, well, of course it's Michael Bay. So that's what I hate about this movie, that even though I do feel like there is actually a good story in there, I just wish the story was either cut, because at the 2 hour mark, it's a long movie, and it does feel long. More because of the first half. That first half of this movie, honestly, really ruined it. And I don't know how, but the second half somehow saved it. Now, it's not like the second half does not have all the Bayham, but it's still, because of the cohesiveness and because of what they show more of the characters, where they came from, who they really are. Some of them, they really went into their kind of emotional psyche. So it became this movie that you actually thought, okay, it's worth watching and it's worth actually care about. But because it's only the second half, and the first half I felt was so bad, on a whole, I would only give it a 5 out of 10. Everybody actually does really good. Ryan Reynolds' actor obviously is the highlight. He doesn't really play a character. He's Ryan Reynolds, honestly, but it's good. It works. So there's interesting concepts they can go around and they can make a movie out of. But I do wish that Michael Bay kind of steps back a little bit and kind of takes it easy with the sequel, and not try to make it like even bigger than what this one is, because then it'll probably become Revenge of the Fallen, and then we'll all lose it, and we probably won't understand what the hell is going on from the start till the end. So with that, leave a comment, let me know what to improve, leave a like, leave a dislike, whichever you like, that rhymes, and I will see y'all later.